Hello, traders. It is Wednesday morning, September 30th, the last trading day of the month. We are currently 3 hours into the session. Let's take a look at this strong rally that we've got unfolding so far today. This is a 5-minute chart of the S&P 500. You can see how we charged higher right out of the gate today. S&P futures had been down about 7 points overnight. Right on the opening bell, they flew higher on the notion that there could be a stimulus bill. Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin are meeting right about now, and hopefully they will be able to come to some type of agreement or at least get closer to one. As long as there's hope for a stimulus bill, the market's going to continue to try and march higher. Right now, Republicans are at about 1.5 trillion, Democrats are at about 2.5 trillion. So there are some concessions to be made, but it seems like both parties want to get something done. Debate last night, very contentious, not a lot of information for investors. However, the threat does loom that the election results may not be known for weeks. I really don't think that the market's going to like that. I think we could see a lot of unrest if this process, this decision making process, takes a long time. But we still have a lot of time before the actual election, so I don't think that's going to impede the rally. We have a nice breakout above the 334 level, which is approximately the 50-day moving average. So let's put that moving average up. Actually, it's closer to 335.20 as I recall. And there you can see the 50-day moving average. Yes, 335.24. Market has been able to get above that level. You can also see this downward sloping trend line that has been breached to the upside. That's also a very good sign. Hey, look, there's a similar pattern right here back from this summer. We had an overextended rally. That is a bullish climax. We had a pullback, profit taking. Market found support, downward sloping trend line, breakout to the upside. Upward sloping channel, breakout to the upside, buying climax, profit taking, downward sloping trend line, breakout to the upside. I think the market is going to start grinding higher. Very likely that we could be trapped within a trading range somewhere around, let's say, maybe the 342 level and the 100-day moving average. Yes, it's possible that we go sideways. I'm seeing a pretty decent bid to the market right now, so I want to sell out of the money bullish put spreads. You know that's what I've been highlighting each day this week in my videos. So that's what I'm going to continue to do today. I think that you want to favor the upside. Let's take a look at that 5-minute chart one more time. This is a pretty extended rally, and you can see from these tiny candles right in here that there was some selling pressure that needed to be worked off. We had this nice bullish 10P movement right in here early in the day, and then we had a bearish cross right about here. As the 10P indicator started to come in and I saw this compression, I correctly identified this as a bullish divergence in the chat room. I told everyone this market is going to lift off on this next 10P cross, which happened right about in here. Zoom, and it did. So we caught that move, and right now we've got the 10P indicator getting a little extended. You can see some profit taking. I'm not looking for a big pullback right now. I think that the market's going to be waiting and evaluating how long Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin are in their meeting. If it's really brief, I don't think that's going to be a good sign for the market. If the negotiations continue for an hour or two, I think that could be a very positive sign. Until then, I think the market digests some of these gains, starts to move sideways very late in the day. If there's really not a lot of new material news on the stimulus bill, depending on what comments might come out, what I would expect to see is that this range starts to flatten out and compress. And then we see a high, a lower high, and perhaps even another lower high, and maybe a little bit of profit taking late in the day. Now, this can all change. It really depends on the stimulus bill. Right now, that's all the market cares about. It's addicted to easy money. As long as the possibility of a stimulus bill is out there, the market is going to hold its bid, and it's going to try it and grind higher. If the stimulus bill is off the table and both sides kind of walk away for a bit, I don't think the market's going to crash. Yes, it'll pull back, but I don't think it pulls back below that 100-day moving average. I think that there are a number of support levels that it will rest at. So to sell out of the money bullish put spreads right now on really strong stocks, those stocks should hold up really well, even if the market comes in a little bit. I'm not looking at having the market uh, pull the rug out from underneath us at this stage. Let's go through, let's take a look at a few stocks, see some that might be of interest. I'm going into a search called Pop Plus Bull. These stocks were on Pop Bull yesterday, and I noticed one right at the top that I think is interesting. I like this breakout right here through horizontal resistance. Stock came back, it checked that gap right there, support held, and now it's been off to the races. So take a look at the 5-minute chart. And yes, SPWR has been pretty decent. We want to see that high from yesterday hold. This could be a nice stock to day trade on the long side. Take a look at another stock here. Just going to go through the list, see what we've got on a daily chart that looks interesting to me. Traded Blink this morning, took a loss on that. It looked great out of the gate and then has been pulling in the whole day. This stock could be pretty good. I like the volume here. I like the fact that it's above the major moving averages, but you've got to try and buy dips on this one. We'd like to see that high from yesterday hold and then the stock find a little traction later in the day. It could also work. I'm going to continue to just click down. I'll let you know if I see anything I like. I kind of like this. So I'm going to drop a GTC alert line. I'm going to click on that high, downward sloping trend line. If it gets broken to the upside, I'd like to know about it because that'll be a nice opportunity. MRNA above this 50-day moving average. I think it looks pretty good, but you can see how it also gapped higher and it's been backing off. I would like to see a stock right now that's on its high of the day. NIO, nice little breakout through horizontal resistance, same deal, big gap up, pulling back. We'd like to see this resistance level now support, hold right around that 21, call it 2120 level. So that looks pretty good as well. Still looking for that one that I want to highlight, PINS, nice upward sloping trend line here and breakouts through horizontal resistance. Just continuing to go through and see if there's anything that looks attractive to me, and I haven't quite spotted it yet. Roku actually looks pretty good. You could see Snapchat trying to get through this high right here. That's interesting to me. I'm going to click GTC. I'd like to know if it can get through that high. Still haven't seen it. So I'm looking for a stock. This is a pretty nice breakout right in here on target. This could actually work pretty well because the stock has held up extremely well during the market decline. Let's put up that SPY chart right there. You can see market down, down, down. Initially, the stock had already been pulling back after a big earnings reaction. It found support on that gap, but as the market took another leg down, look what the stock did. Started to grind higher. This is a pretty nice breakout right here, and we have that breakout coming into play right around 155, I'm going to call it. And the stock is at 158.52. We're going to take a look at the 155 puts. We're going to keep it very short term. And we'll go to the October 9th expiration. Because we're staying very close to the money and we're close in time, we should be able to get a decent credit for this. And I'm going to look at the 155, 152.50 put spread. You can see that is 47 cents bid, offered at 58 cents. I like to get 50 cents for these because there's 2.5 points between the strike price. I think this is a pretty nice trade. If you feel that the market is going to continue to at least tread water while this stimulus bill is negotiated, and you like that breakout above the 50-day moving average, this is a nice trade. You got to get through a couple more days this week. Once you get into next week, it'll be easier to manage. The stock has great relative strength, and we want to make sure that this breakout right here holds. It should find support there. 1, 2 touches, and then through. So I like that spread. I think that works out pretty well for very short-term traders. So here's how I would handle that trade. If the stock closes below 155, I would buy it back. If the stock, if the SPY closes below the 50-day moving average, I would buy that spread back. Well, why? What if the stock's doing great and the SPY pulls back? If the SPY breaches that 50-day moving average, maybe the stimulus bill is off the table. Maybe both sides walk away. We need to make sure that we have a market tailwind when we take these trades. If we lose that market tailwind and that support that we're leaning on fails, we need to buy back our spreads, live to fight another day. Same thing on the stock. I'm expecting the 50-day moving average to hold. I'm expecting the breakout on TGT to hold. If both of those things happen, time decay will work its magic. The spread will expire worthless. We'll make a 25% return, and we have our contingency plan in place so that if things start to falter, we know exactly what we need to do. That's my trade of the day. I hope these shorter videos are to your liking. Please leave your comments. Let me know. I'm trying to make these videos so that they work out best for everyone. So please leave your comments and make sure to sign up for the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. Thanks. Good luck trading.